Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the latest on the U.S. drone downed by a Russian fighter jet over the Black Sea. Protesters outside a courthouse in Amarillo as a federal judge hears a lawsuit on abortion medication. The state has taken over the Houston Independent School District.
Well, our weather is going to be really changing, folks. It might be warm and windy today, but by the time we get to Friday, we're looking for some stormy weather rolling into our area. I'll have your forecast and your 7-day outlook coming up ahead.
This week, we're helping Affectionate Arms. The center needs your help to keep serving people in the crossroads. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. I'm James Munoz. Karina Garcia has the day off. A U.S. drone hit by Russian aircraft Tuesday may never be recovered from the Black Sea. National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, John Kirby, says the drone went down in very deep water, making it difficult to reach. He says it's not uncommon for Russians to interfere with U.S. drones, but it's the first time one was taken down.
It is also not uncommon for the Russians to try to intercept them, to try to harass them. This is the first time that it's ended up in this particular circumstance where a Russian pilot actually struck the drone, causing us to have to bring it down. That's the first time that's happened, but it's not the first time that they have intercepted or tried to harass these flights. The message that we delivered to the Russian ambassador is that they need to be more careful flying in international airspace near U.S. assets that are, again, flying in completely legal ways, conducting missions in support of our national security interests. They're the ones that need to be more careful.
Russia has denied the U.S.'s account of the incident. A Victoria man facing 4 charges after a vehicle chase. Victoria police took 42-year-old Jonathan Shaw into custody after a chase that ended in the 9800 block of Northeast Zach Lentz Parkway. Police say Shaw had black tar heroin and methamphetamine on him. Shaw faces 2 charges of evading arrest and 2 drug charges. The staff at Affectionate Arms wear many hats, but while they may all have different jobs, they have one thing in common: the love for their clients. 25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel visited with a few staff members and has more.
Affectionate Arms has a small staff, but their love for the people they serve is huge. Norma Ramirez is the office manager and is more on the business side of things, but she still has daily interactions with their clients.
I make sure that everything goes on schedule. I help with the clients up front. We do bingo, exercises, prayer.
Those activities that Norma coordinates are part of Affectionate Arms' mission to keep their clients stimulated. Each morning they have a segment where they discuss and talk about what's going on in the crossroads and beyond, and even simpler things like reciting what day and month it is, just to ground them and overall keep their minds sharp. Norma also makes sure the center is up to code.
But I also work with the CPA dietitian to make sure that everything is going on plan for us to stay in business here in Victoria.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the center has lost clients, and that means less money. Norma says the operation is month to month.
But the clientele has gone down, so with that, yes, every month is just, are we going to be able to pay? You know, are we going to be able to pay our bills or pay even the individuals, the salaried employees? So yes, the need is great here. We do not want to close. Our clients love it here, the clients that we do have.
The center also has an on-site RN and LVN medical staff to assist the clients to make sure they're in a safe environment and looking out for their medical needs. Margaret Coleman has been with the center for 30 years and can help clients if they're unwell or even help answer questions they may have about their prescription medications.
Pretty much I've been the only RN that's been here since the beginning.
Coleman sees just how valuable the center is to the people they serve.
They make friends with one another, they confide in one another, they support one another, and end up being a family away from their family in lots of ways.
So while it's a small staff, the center's director, Mary Garcia, says she believes it's God's will, that they have been put there for a reason, to enrich the lives of those who need some help.
Affectionate Arms needs volunteers to spend time with those wonderful clients, or volunteers who can create a garden in their back patio. Whatever your skills are, they can use your help to better the community. Affectionate Arms Giving Day, keeping the family together longer, is this Friday, March 17th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Join Mac Bettis and Don Brubaker and the rest of the 25 News Now team live from Affectionate Arms. Now that QR code right there, scan it so you can donate. They do need monetary donations. They also need office supplies, water, games, gift cards, cleaning supplies, indoor and outdoor plants. Affectionate Arms can be reached at 361-578-9067. Their email address is affectionatearms@sbcglobal.net. We hope you'll help them out and join us Friday. The state has taken over the Houston ISD. Leaders of the state's largest school district received a letter today informing them of the temporary takeover. It comes amid reported failures in several years of what the state considers unsatisfactory grades at multiple schools. TEA Commissioner Mike Morath said the state will appoint a 9-member board of managers by June 1st. Houston's mayor criticizing the decision.
Not run school districts and cities and counties from Austin, Texas. The state deserves an F on how they have handled this process up to this point.
Morath says state leaders want to turn the district back over to the Board of Trustees ASAP. For that to happen, the district must meet several conditions, including not having any more multi-year D and F schools. So here's your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan the QR code on your screen to vote. Do you think a state takeover of a school district will help boost poor grade performance? Yes or no? We want to know. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. Don Brubaker will have what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News Now at 6. All right, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis. Mac, when are we going to need that big coat?
I think by Friday morning, you better find out where your big coat is, because things are really going to be changing us over our area in the next 4 or 5 days. Now, today we actually had a pretty nice day. I hope the spring breakers get out there a little bit. 75 was our high, which is right at where we're supposed to be for springtime. However, there is a monster cold front headed at our direction all the way from the west coast. It's a little bit of that California snow, and it's going to get much colder for the weekend. I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up in a moment.
Thank you, Mac. The Women's March held a small protest outside a courthouse in Amarillo, where a federal judge is hearing a medication abortion case. Regarding the lawsuit, anti-abortion doctors and medical associations are asking the judge to block FDA approval of the drug. This would cut off access nationwide to the country's most common abortion method. The case could be the most significant challenge to access since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The EPA finalized a rule to cut down on harmful smog and pollution from power plants. The Good Neighbor rule is meant to curb smog and nitrogen oxide from coal-fired power plants and industrial facilities. The agency requires 23 states currently not meeting the requirements to adhere to them. They set limits on air pollution from smog and ground-level ozone. Most power plants and heavy industry will need to receive specialized pollution control equipment and run it continuously throughout peak ozone season, which is March through November. Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Port Lavaca Wave. The Calhoun County Sheriff and Deputy plays musical instruments for students in elementary schools. This weekend, the St. Patrick's Day Festival is on at the Calhoun County Fairgrounds from noon to 5 p.m. And new legislation pushes for every school in Texas to have an armed officer. Read these stories and more at theportlavacawave.com. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5, 3 people killed and 2 other people hurt following a crash in D.C. Authorities say a driver refused to stop for police. Also ahead, a mine explosion in Colombia caused a collapse, killing at least 11 miners.
There are too many people in our community who don't have the everyday resources to sustain a regular, healthy lifestyle. Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare helps anyone over the age of 18 who has medical conditions with the simple things that we may take for granted. Join 25 News Now Live on Friday, March 17th, as we collect donations and learn more about this organization. Let's come together and help keep people a priority in our community.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
Go faster on Optimum Internet with 99.9% reliability. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month with no annual contract. And equipment is included for whole home Wi-Fi coverage. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get award-winning 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 8669-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit your local store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
This isn't just about who killed Gloria. It's about a very broken system.
Toby Crenshaw was formally charged with the murder of Gloria Nanmack.
We're just in time for the show.
Your investigation has become breaking news.
You confessed.
I didn't have a choice.
What he described sounded like a coerced confession. We've been pushing this case. Did we just play a part in the rush to judgment?
U.S. Park Police tried to stop a vehicle in Washington, D.C., but the driver took off. The call for a crash came in a short time later. One of the two sedans involved was the same vehicle officers tried to stop earlier. 3 people in one vehicle died. A man and a woman in the other sedan were hurt. The woman is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The man is expected to be okay and refused treatment.
If a vehicle flees a traffic stop, we have policies and procedures that guide our actions. Our officers are required to abide by those policies and procedures. And in this instance, the officer determined that the vehicle that fled did not meet the criteria for a pursuit, and so they did not pursue the vehicle.
It's not clear who was in the vehicle that took off or why that driver took off. At least 11 miners died after a mine collapse in Colombia, trapping several people. Authorities say there was an explosion in 3 connected mines about 45 miles northwest of the capital, Bogota. Firefighters from nearby areas traveled to the mine to help in the rescue process, which is ongoing. Former President Trump's one-time personal attorney, Michael Cohen, testifying before a grand jury in New York today. It's the second day of testimony for Cohen. At issue is hush money he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. The Trump organization reimbursed him that money. Cohen is a free man after doing time in prison on 9 federal charges, including campaign finance violations. Cohen says he's cooperating with law enforcement as the Manhattan DA investigates Trump's potential role in the payments. There's a medical condition that isn't talked about as much: postpartum anxiety or excessive worry after childbirth or even adoption. Here are some ways to treat it.
It's normal to feel anxious with a new baby, but when excessive worry spirals out of control, it may be something else.
The majority of patients I see have postpartum anxiety at the clinic.
Postpartum anxiety can happen alongside postpartum depression. While both conditions share some of the same symptoms, the Cleveland Clinic says they're different. Postpartum anxiety is not associated with sadness. It's linked with irrational fears that keep people on edge due to overwhelming, constant concerns.
The worrying can be all-consuming and make you worry all day and night, to the point where you may not be able to sleep.
Other physical symptoms include increased heart rate, feeling short of breath, muscle tension, or stomach aches. People may also be unable to relax or obsess over things that aren't likely to happen.
Oftentimes, therapy is worth a try, but your doctor will know and come up with a plan that's best for you based on your symptoms and the level of severity of your anxiety.
Medication can also help, but the Cleveland Clinic says it isn't always needed. Aside from therapy, people suffering from postpartum anxiety may find relief from their symptoms by talking to someone they trust, asking for help from friends or family, getting exercise, and taking care of themselves by eating healthy foods and getting enough sleep. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
2 lawsuits are set up against the Willow Project in Alaska, which was approved Monday. Earth Justice and Trustees for Alaska are suing the federal agencies connected. They're asking a judge in Alaska to use an injunction to stop ConocoPhillips from working on the initiative. The lawsuits both argue the Biden administration's environmental analysis violates federal law and needs to take into account how carbon emissions could impact threatened species. Advocates say the Willow Project would create jobs and decrease dependence on foreign oil. Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Cuero Record. The Cuero Chamber of Commerce held its annual banquet to celebrate local businesses. Early voting in DeWitt County starts April 24th, and 2 Cuero High School students won medals at a major USA Gymnastics event. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com.
We are taking a live look out there, and it looks pretty good. In fact, it looks almost like springtime with 73 right now. Got up as warm as 75, but it's going to look like winter by the time we get to Friday night, and we'll have all that information coming at you coming up in just a few moments. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
On today's show, we'll follow a young man with autism, joining a 5-week educational program for adults with disabilities and living independently on the flagship campus to help fulfill his dream of becoming a Texas A&M Aggie. We'll also meet an Afghan graduate of the Bush School and learn how her passion to educate women in Afghanistan turned into a battle for her life on this episode of Around Texas.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event. Now that's a killer deal. Good thing this Rogue has a VC turbo engine, unlike RAV4.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
Take a moment to be with your favorites, to laugh in the face of defeat, to experience your special day. At Peter Piper Pizza, we make delicious scratch-made moments that are made to be shared. Share more with our way bigger for a buck deal. Right now, turn your favorite large pizza into an extra large for just $1 more at Peter Piper Pizza. Peter Piper Pizza. Pizza made fresh. Families made happy.
Welcome back, everybody. A couple of weeks ago, I said, well, it looks like summer is here to stay. I'd like to correct that a little bit because it looks like winter is not finished with us just yet. It was just vacationing out on the west coast. This afternoon, because our winds turned out of the southeast, we got a little bit warmer, very nice by the afternoon with sunshine here and there. But that is also bringing back the Gulf moisture into our area. You can see how we had some gusts in the blue here, getting up to about 25, 30 miles an hour. Well, now for the next couple days, we're going to be watching the west coast. There is a huge storm right here coming out of California. It created more problems for them. But now this is a very deep low. In other words, it's a storm center that's dropping down into the northern deserts of Mexico. What does that mean? Well, they're very cold storms, so this is going to be bringing a very low snow level, even in places like El Paso and the Guadalupe Mountains out there. So let's watch very carefully because this is your weather, okay? So this Wednesday, we go into Thursday, it breaks out into the plains, does snow from the Midwest to the Texas Panhandle, and cold rain down south, and that's Thursday. But Friday, it blows through our area with a line of thunder showers, and then there's this residual low here that developed with very cold air. This is a little weird. I mean, we normally don't see this kind of storm this far south. Well, for us, we get storms, thunderstorms, lightning and all that stuff on Friday morning, and then by Saturday it blows out of here, but then this secondary low starts affecting our weather. So we're not going into springtime weather, folks. We're going to get some very interesting weather. Now here's Victoria, and you can see the crossroads right about here. We have a slight chance of some severe weather, and this is day 2. Today's Wednesday, that'll be Thursday, Friday, okay, day 2 right there. So we even have a possibility of some big thunder moving through here. Future Tracker will show you once again Wednesday coming at us from the south, Thursday coming at us from the north, and there you go. Friday, what time? Friday, 6 a.m. Big thunder all over the place. Keep that in mind for those of you who have planning, either vacation or the kids aren't going to school, so we don't have to worry about that. But that blows out of here Friday night, and then guess what? That cold pocket rolls over Texas Saturday and Sunday with more rain rolling out in our area. You see this right here? Yeah, we're talking ice and snow in Del Rio with that system. Very unusual, very strong, very cold even for March. So let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. 56, cool, but not as cool as we had been. And then we're looking for tomorrow's high temperature getting up to 82. 82 sounds great. The wildflowers are going to go crazy. Mostly cloudy by afternoon, and then showers coming in at night. Thunderstorms probably after sundown. We'll be watching them coming in from the west. And then here we are. We are off to the races, folks. So the frontal system will probably move through Victoria sometime 3 o'clock in the morning with thunder and lightning. You'll hear it overnight, and then it blows out, and then it gets cold and windy, probably getting north winds at about 15 to 30 miles an hour, and it stays in the 50s for the weekend. That is your 7-day forecast. Stay tuned because we'll be updating this as we go through the weekend. Otherwise, if you see this, go take a picture of it with your phone and scan that, and it will be your QR code that will lead you to Crossroads today. Put it on your phone and take the news, weather, and sports wherever you are, whenever you need it. And that's it for now. We'll toss it back to James.
Good idea. Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at your stocks. Plus, Americans cut back on their spending last month after splurging the month before.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the Pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
This is Ford Truck Month, Texas. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month, Texas, and see what a Built Ford Tough truck can do for you. Drive Ford F-150 with 0.9% for 60 months, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days, plus complimentary maintenance.
The Kiwanis Club has been serving the youth in Victoria since 1946, and we're excited to invite you to our 3rd annual Kids Fest from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on March 25th at First English Lutheran Church, featuring Brother Gary Moses, Stephanie Ross and the Southern Drive Band, Take 3 Jazz, inflatables, food trucks, YMCA activities, Children's Discovery Museum, Texas Zoo, East Baseball Team, BPD Bike Rodeo, City of Victoria Pop-Up Park, and more. Don't miss our 3rd annual Fun-Free Kids Fest on March 25th, because kids matter at Kiwanis, sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
This is a meal worth sharing. Right now, get 4 hot and spicy McChicken sandwiches, 20-piece chicken McNuggets, and a basket of fries for $15.99. Only at McDonald's.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on crossroadstoday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
Right after the DWI, I lost my license, and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
The Dow losing 280 points, the S&P down 20 points, the NASDAQ adding 5 points. Oil down $3.72, closing at $67.61 a barrel. The Department of Commerce reported U.S. retail sales fell nearly half a percentage point in February from January. The decline was greater than economists' expectations. It comes after a surprisingly strong January, which was revised up to 3.3%. A key measure of inflation fell dramatically in February. Producer price increases slowed to an annual pace of around 4.5% last month. Another key metric, the Consumer Price Index, also showed inflation cooling in February. Some Medicare beneficiaries could start paying less for certain prescription drugs starting next month. The out-of-pocket cost is dropping for 27 drugs. Seniors could save between $200 and $390 per average dose for these medications. This is part of the Inflation Reduction Act. It requires drug companies to pay a rebate to Medicare if they raise their prices faster than inflation. We'll take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, NASA and Axiom unveil new spacesuits astronauts will wear to the moon.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
When our law firm takes your case, it becomes part of our world. Everyone at the firm works together as a team to get the job done.
We work with each other. We go to trial together.
We're the ones that wake up in the middle of the night thinking about what to do next on a case. That's our job. That's what we're here for.
We help each other on cases, and that's why we get the results that we do.
We are members of this community. And when a member of this community trusts us with their case, we take that trust very seriously.
The Nave Museum's current exhibit is a retrospective of Nancy Bandy's life and art. Primarily a landscape artist, her works in pastel and oil use glorious color to capture the majesty and splendor of big Texas skyscapes. Also featured are portraits and street photography by local artist Danny Vivian, which capture the emotions and personalities of the people he photographs. Open through April 2nd, this is an exhibit not to be missed. Proudly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
This isn't just about who killed Gloria. It's about a very broken system.
Toby Crenshaw was formally charged with the murder of Gloria Nanmack.
We're just in time for the show.
Your investigation has become breaking news.
You confessed.
I didn't have a choice.
What he described sounded like a coerced confession. We've been pushing this case. Did we just play a part in the rush to judgment?
Sextortion scams are on the rise.
It's called sextortion.
He said, if you do not do what I say, I will ruin your life.
The guys didn't stop with just taking nudes of the kids.
They wanted me to cut my legs on camera.
They were like, get on webcam with me right now, or I'm gonna send this to literally everybody you know.
You think your child might not be a victim? They can be right now. Next, Dr. Phil.
NASA and Axiom Space unveiled a new spacesuit design today to walk on the moon. It's just a prototype. The ones astronauts will wear in space are white. The color helps protect against extreme high temperatures. These new suits come with specialized tools like an HD video camera and light band on the helmet's visor. Developing new spacesuits capable of keeping astronauts alive on the moon was a years-long effort at NASA. Axiom Space was chosen as the contractor to produce the suits last September. In my early 20s, I had a chance to model some spacesuits in Houston, and I turned it down. Yeah,
modeling spacesuits?
It scared me. I'm like,
I didn't know there was like a choice of colors. And
maybe
stuff.
it was a joke, but maybe there's a thing.
I would have put one on. That
Yeah.
But think about it. There's that much space between you and outer space.
That's amazing.
Just amazing thing. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today. We did get up to 75. Tomorrow, yes, it will be about 80, 82. However, winter has not been, shall we say, it's not finished with us yet. Strong cold front coming in from the west coast. Be here Friday morning with thunder and lightning. And look at those temperatures. Northerly winds, 55 in the afternoon. It's another one of those spring break days where you just want to go to the library and read a little book. You know, that would be a good thing.
Good plan. Get the big coat. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus.